Very often, I happen upon a meme image or a panel of a manga or webcomic that catches my eye, and then I go on to investigate that series to see what it's about and if I would like to read it. And when I do discover these series thanks to those circumstances, those series quickly become one of my favorite series to read of all time. And so today, I'm dedicating this video to all of you, the community. I asked you all late last night, to give me some recommendations that I could feature for in this video today, and the reason for that is because I wanted to scroll through these comments. I wanted to see what you guys are recommending, and there's many of you guys that are probably going to watch this video that might find something relatively brand new that you've never seen before that could blow your mind and become one of your favorite series of all time. And as you can see by the post, there is currently 467 comments on this post. That is not including the quote retweets that obviously has recommended a bunch of stuff as well. So yeah, there is a lot to really sort through. I want to try to sort through as many as I possibly can with this video, but overall, I just want to say before I go any further, thank you so much for everyone in the community that participated in this post and gave me recommendations, because this isn't just for me and my personal pleasure of finding something for me to read, but also for you guys out there that is currently watching this video, because honestly, I know for a fact I have found many series like this when I've watched videos and stuff, so I know this is probably going to help a lot of you as well if you're looking for something new. So let's stop with, the delays. Let's get right into it. So my good pal here, Brady, is someone that always does show some really interesting manga panels and stuff I've seen from his account. I always see it all the time, and I was like, hey, yeah, give me some recommendations. He played hard to get. I had to offer him some Monopoly money, and eventually, he decided to give me actually some recommendations, and he gave me this. Mushoku Tensei Roxy Gets Serious. I want to be completely blunt with you. From my knowledge, I did not know this existed. I'm assuming this is either a spin-off, I guess light novel, or a manga of Roxy, very similar to the Eris manga we got a while back. That's what I'm assuming, and it makes sense that, Brady would recommend this, because Brady is a big Roxy fan. If he could, he would probably make a temple to Roxy just because of how much he loves her. So, this is a very fitting recommendation, and a very fitting way to start the video, honestly, but let's carry on. So, we have Tomozaki, which is a series that I actually have personally dived into before. I actually do recommend this series. It's pretty freaking good. Very strong start already with Mizu recommending Tomozaki. If you're into like some slice of life, a little bit of romance, etc., you probably will enjoy this story. Like, if you're someone that just likes to dive into, let's say, Boku Yaiba, like Dangers in My Heart, etc., all those different types of stuff, you might like this. Like, I do recommend, bottom tier character Tomozaki. I know this isn't like an underrated story, but it definitely isn't as popular as some other stuff within, the manga and anime industry. Now, going further down, we have Gantz. This one shocks me. Of all things that Sly here could recommend, I am legitimately surprised about him recommending Gantz. Because Gantz is... I think everybody's probably heard of Gantz. Like, I know not everybody's probably watched it, but Gantz is... it's iconic. Like, it is an iconic manga that is a gem among seinen series. Obviously, people always navigate towards, like, Vinland Saga, Vagabond, and Berserk when they think of, like, seinen stories. But Gantz, I think, really does have a place of its own as well, alongside of those greats, because the artwork is incredible, as you can clearly see just from this image alone, but also it is a story that really just, makes you think. It really gets your brain ticking and wondering what is going to happen next. I honestly fully recommend Gantz. However, I do have to admit this and be completely blunt to all of you. I've never finished Gantz. I haven't. I started reading it many years ago, and I just never finished it because I think I got busy with life or something. I don't really remember. I'm going to be completely honest, but from what I have read of it, it is really good, and I've always heard just great things from Gantz as well, everything up to the very, latest stuff, so I think that, overall, if you're wanting something that's more of a darker side, you probably should give Gantz a try. Going down, we have Katie recommending a bunch of numbers, which, Katie, is this Abyssal fiction? Like, I'm going to assume this is Abyssal fiction. I'm just going to ignore this. You can do whatever you want with these numbers, guys, if you know what these mean. But, yeah, I'll just leave it at that. We have American Kitsune on Tapas from Brandon, which this is a series that Brandon here has actually written himself. I actually potentially plan on making a separate video for this very soon, talking about this, because it's really nice to see a fellow writer and artist within the community making their own comic and, you know, releasing it for people to read. I always appreciate that, especially, you know, getting to know people within my community that does that type of stuff. I think that's just really cool. And, you know, this might segue into something, actually. Those that do comics or write stuff, like, let's say you write, like, light novels or manga, etc., or webcomic, you know, do let me know in the comments below, and even on Twitter as well. You can even try to message me if you want. I will sort through my messages after this video. If you do write stuff, like you write like comics, etc., I might make a separate video if this video gets enough support to, like, go over what you guys have, you know, written and drawn, etc. That would be a really interesting video, honestly, to kind of shout out you guys as part of the community that are creators, such, you know, that actually create stuff and, you know, just gives us new stories, etc. I think that would be pretty cool. Now, once again, I do recommend this. From what I've seen so far, Brandon's always been hyping this up. I do think that this is a series that you should probably check out. We have Goku Ra Kugai. No image associated with it, which is kind of sad. I should have specified that this post needed images. I wish I would have done that. I mean, I do say it right here, but I should have did it in the main post. That's my bad, but I will check this out after the video. Grimgar of Fantasy and Ash. Oh, why? Why'd you have to remind me of this? Why? Like, okay, Arcadia, why would you remind me of, like, one of the peaks of fantasy stories? It's honestly such a disservice how we never got a season 2 of this. Like, I remember reviewing the first season of Grimgar years ago. It was like 5-7 years ago. Like, it was a long time ago. And I remember talking about the series, loving the series. The art and animation was insane for its time period, especially in that age. And obviously, if you stack it up to something like Demon Slayer nowadays or JJK, you know, people are going to say it's not as good. But, you know, for that time period, it was legitimately insanity for what it looked like. And it saddens me with just how high production and the standards of it were that we never got a season 2. I feel like it did good, but we just never got one. But to be fair, it was in a time period where anime was segueing from being just an advertisement for its story into now actually being a series that will adapt the entire source material. Because a long time ago, like 10 years ago, anime was designed just for advertisement. That was it. It was just like released as a first season, 12 episodes, that was it. You would never get a continuation. It was just there to sell the light novel or manga. I'm glad to see anime has changed for the better since then. Like, we have series that get full-on adaptations. But yeah, Grimgar, at the very least, if you're not going to read it, watch the first season. It's really freaking good. Like, that's all I'm going to say. I don't want to spoil it, but it's good fantasy. A condition called Love is Peak Romance. It explores the romance genre in an original way, in my opinion. A condition called Love is Peak Romance. So that's a series? What's people saying about that? I'm going to watch it when I get home. I got my snacks. Also recommend Eden Zero and Hokkaido. Very good series. Right, thank goodness non-immediate girl is obsessed with guy or vice versa. Okay, so apparently people are saying this is a unique one. Okay, I might have to check that one out. I am a big sucker for romance stories. Let's see. CL recommends this. I'm assuming this is a web comic on Tapas, I believe. I believe this is. I feel like I have seen this image before. Maybe I've seen you actually post this, CL. I might have actually seen you comment about this. Maybe I'm wrong. But I do like the dynamic. I'm assuming, if I had to take an educated guess what this is about, it's probably something very similar to, like, you know, the prince, you know, meets probably a girl that may not be, let's say, of a rich family. They meet, and it's kind of like a Romeo-Juliet type story or something. I'm assuming. I could be wrong there. But I will do a recommendation myself, actually. If you're into these type of stories and you like this, like if I'm correct about, like, the assumption of it being, like, romantic-themed, etc., check out Your Throne. Your Throne is a really good webcomic. I fully recommend it. It's fantastic, like, straight up. But, anyways, I'll definitely have to look into that one. Let's see, we have, what is this? Fantastically creepy. None of this is true by, I cannot say that. This is deep creep. It keeps you turning so fast you finish the book even with 3 toddlers toddling to... Oh, wait, what? Oh, what is going on here? It's the best page turner you could find. Wait, what's going on here? Oh, is this an actual book? I'm assuming this... Okay, I'll have to look into that. I'm assuming that's an actual book. Chibi, please, I'm begging. A parallel world with a 1:39 male to female ratio is unexpectedly normal. Those tags, though, that's abyssal fiction right there. Peak fiction or abyssal fiction, depending on however you view that. You know Twitter's not going to have a good time with tags like that. I mean, look what they did with Coffin, Lele, and Andy. But, okay, this is gonna, yeah, I think I'm gonna save this, you know, right here. That's, Sunken Rock. Oh, yes. Okay, so I have made videos on Sunken Rock before in the past when, like, it was still ongoing. I love this manga. I mean, if this is your first time actually looking at Sunken Rock, I mean, I think it speaks for itself, its artwork. It's so good. And if you're wondering why the art looks kind of like you recognize it to a degree, well, this is the author, Bochi. This is the individual that did Dr. Stone, like the art of Dr. Stone. So yeah, if you recognize this artwork, it's because of that. So I fully do recommend Sunken Rock. It is a seinen series. It's mature, so FYI on that. It's about gangsters, etc. So if you're interested in that type of stuff, definitely give Sunken Rock a recommendation. Really late, but if you would do it in the future, I'd recommend Dungeon Seeker. I think about this manga a lot. Dungeon Seeker. So this looks like a very old school manga, just because of the way the character is drawn. Like, looking at the main, I'm assuming this is the main female character, looking at the way her facial structure is, it looks like a very old school design cover that you would not see in this day and age. I'm going to assume this is about maybe 10 plus years old as a series. I could be wrong, but I do like the design. So it looks like it's more of a... The Dungeon Seeker. I'm going to assume it's a fantasy story because of dungeons. I mean, obviously has guns, so it's modern day with weapons. But is it a isekai? I mean, I know you guys that know I like isekai, so maybe it's an isekai. I might have to check into that one. Going down, we have Outlanders. Ah, yes. I have I have experienced this one. This is a good recommendation. That's all I'm going to say about Outlanders. Going down. Oh, Crash. I already know what you're recommending. So, Kasane. This is good, bro. Like, this is... I've read this. I actually have. And I'm going to tell you right now, thank you very much, Crash, for recommending this. More people need to dive into this peak. I wouldn't say that this is, like, the best series of all time, but it definitely is one of those series that deserves more recognition. It is really freaking good. So... yeah, I'm glad to see some underrated gems here, a part of this list I'm seeing now. Thank you very much, Crash, for that recommendation. Mist Might Mayhem. Zing, the slaughtering scythe ghost who finds pleasure in killing. He happens to have the exact same face as the third young master of the great orderly wooden sword hall. Mokgyun become my body double. That way I'll let you out of this prison. Will you give me that opportunity? Crack, he kills the third young master, decides to become the real one. Can the fake Monk survive as the real one? The serial killer begins his new life as the third young master of the great orderly wooden sword. Holy crap. So, like, he actually kills the original and tries to be the original. Ooh, that's pretty cool. Okay, I'm gonna mark that one down as well. That's really good. I like that. What is this? Tomodachi Game and Talentless Nana. Ah, yes. Both series I have actually talked about on my channel before. Recommend both of those. Always suggest News Exorcist. I've heard of this series. I like that artwork. That's really freaking good. I like the female character design. Really good female character design. Beginning at... ah, yes, you just reminded me. I need to get back to this. I need to get back to the beginning after the end. It's a series I've been kind of slacking on for a while. Definitely need to get back to reviewing this, because this is a really, really good series that might become one of my favorite, I guess, webtoons of all time. Easily. Because of just how it is written. Definitely should get back to this. FYI, if you like fantasy stories, you like, let's say, Mushoku Tensei, etc., you probably like the beginning after the end. That's all I'm going to say. Full recommendation on that. Moving down, we have The Girl Who Ate a Deaf God. Ooh, okay, that looks freaking awesome. Okay, I'm a big fan of the artwork. I'm a big fan of the cover. Like, that is a really good cover. Like, if I saw this at my local bookstore, I would probably buy this just because of the cover. I wouldn't even care to read the synopsis. I would just buy it because I'm also a huge sucker for, like, scythes. Like, I love, like, Reapers, Soul Reapers, etc. I've always been a big fan. Like, FYI, my favorite weapon in Dark Souls 3 is the scythe, aka Freed Scythe. So, like, I am a big fan of, like, scythes and stuff. So, seeing that for a character's design on a cover, that instantly wins me over. This is definitely getting marked down. Okay, I am definitely interested in that one. Yes. This is, I have yet to read this one, but I covered this a while back. This one is, this is Abyssal Fiction. From the description I covered a while back. If I remember correctly, ain't this the story where, like, I can't really say YouTube would demonetize the video if I instantly said it, but it just, this is Abyssal Fiction. If I remember correctly. It's about some pretty dark topics. I think it's fine for an author to talk about. Nothing wrong with that. I just think that, you know, obviously with how sensitive the content is, you can't necessarily, you know, a lot of people will get upset because of the content. I mean, people get upset when there's any form of, like, brother-sister type thing going on. So it's like any form of deep, dark, taboo subjects is really just off the table. But if you're interested in this story, the offer's right here. You can just pause the video, look at the offer is literally right here. You can type it in, discover who it is. Anyways, the weakest tamer goes on a journey to pick up trash. This looks cute. I don't know if I would dedicate time to this one, but this looks pretty cute. I'm assuming this is a light novel. That's what this looks like. Pretty cute, though. The beginning after, yeah, yes, more beginning after the end. I mean, of course we wouldn't stop with that. I mean, people absolutely love this series. Bakulan Reto is the best delinquent manga I've ever read. Delinquent manga, you say? It's been a while since I've actually read a good delinquent manga. Maybe it's time I dust that off and actually correct that. Okay, I might have to work this out. I like the artwork. I like the way the motorcycle is drawn. Like, holy crap, what a good artist. That's some really freaking good art. It kind of looks like I travel back in time, honestly, and I'm looking at a manga from like the early 2000s or something. That's what this looks like. I would recommend Manga Mary Grave. It's a beautiful story of a husband's journey to find his wife. Gave from fantasy genre as both Freerun and Dungeon Meshi have skyrocketed the genre. Okay, so Mary Grave. Ooh, well, I just realized he's holding a corpse. I'm assuming that's, like, his wife or something. Ooh, I like the way the moon is drawn. It's very, like Soul Eater aesthetic, honestly. This kind of also reminds me of D. Gray Man, to a degree, the way this looks. Ooh. Okay, I'm gonna have to mark that one down as well. The Great... let's see. The Great Estate Developer. This is the main character you're supposed to cheer on, by the way. He looks disturbed. That's all I'm gonna say. Maybe I'll have to look into that one as well. OG Sweeper / Queen's Quality. Very good shoujo manga. Queen's Quality is from the same series and continues where QQ Sweeper left off. I have never heard of this series, but it looks like from the artwork, I would actually kind of be interested in it. This looks like some really niche stuff, though. Like, not something that everybody would be interested in, but definitely an underrated one. I'm glad to see some unique stuff that I've actually never heard about. Fantastic book that should have been made into a movie. Here's some good. Unholy Night. What in the world? Akin to fusing Game of Thrones with the Gospel. What the hell? That is not a combination I've ever heard of. Leviathan Deep Water. That, whoa. I like the weapon there. Look at that weapon. Oh, and he's, like, protecting, I'm assuming, like, his baby sister? Oh, I really like that. That's a really nice cover. Okay, I might have to check this one out as well. Now we talk about Abyssal Fiction. This is peak Abyssal fiction right here, boys and bits. Like, oh my goodness. You know, I'm not even gonna say anything. You just read the first chapter, and I think it really says everything you need to do. I believe I even did a video on it a while back. I actually covered the first chapter, so if you're interested in my thoughts on Boys Abyss, I did a video a long time ago. Oh yes, the fragrant flower. I believe there's controversy around this series, isn't there? Man, that's some really low quality JPEG. But I believe, isn't there controversy around this? I heard something about this. I heard there's controversy around this romance story. Akatsuki no, why have we never got like a season 3? Oh, they don't release a season 2. Oh wait, are we? Oh yeah, we never got a season 2. Wait, have we only got one season of Yona? I thought we had a season 2 of Yona. Is it? Really? Regardless, I am still shocked that Yona doesn't have a continuation for his anime. It's incredibly popular and sells very well. It's kind of like, you know, how Kingdom doesn't have a actual release, you know, in the States with an actual proper legal translation. Really good series, by the way. Fully recommend. Gamaran needs some love. It's not much when it comes to plot, but the action is great, especially if you're a martial arts enthusiast who loves weapons and loves to see different styles and different schools fighting in Battle Royale. Ooh. Okay, that's pretty cool. It reminds me also of, like, some old school stuff from the early 2000s. Just the way the title is drawn there with the X on it. It reminds me of that. Also, it looks like we have some, like, Shrine Maiden clothes going on here a little bit. It looks kind of cool, though. What is this? Putlabor Friend. Why have I heard of this before? I don't recognize this character. Well, the character alone makes me want to start, though. Okay, that was shameless. I'll keep going down. Ragna Crimson. Ah, yes. A lot of people have recommended this to me. I have had so many people say I should start this. People said that, like, it is similar to Berserk. That's what people have told me, like, you know, in terms of, like, dark fantasy, etc., it's similar to Berserk. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what I'm told. And also, by the way, the artwork on the neck here for this character reminds me of D. Grayman, like, straight up, so maybe it's D. Grayman inspired as well. Ooh, look at that art. Okay. Ooh. When I returned to my hometown, my childhood friend was broken. It's the only thing I think is on par with Spice and Wolf, which is saying a lot from someone who goes by HelloFan1 everywhere online. That's pretty high praise, all things considered, because I think you probably know how much I love Spice and Wolf. So the fact that you're saying that... Okay, I will definitely mark this down. This is definitely something I want to read. It's not obviously because of the suggestive cover, but I think that you daring to put it in the same breath as Spice and Wolf, I'm going to be looking at this series very, very hard. Like, I'm going to see if you actually are true about that recommendation or not. This is definitely something I'll check out. We got Helk, which... really good anime. Underrated, honestly. I really loved Helk. I wish more people enjoyed that. The survival story of the Sword King in Another World. I've heard about this one. People have recommended this one to me a while back when I was, like, getting into a lot of different, like, webtoons. This is definitely something I've had on my list for a while. Top 4 reads. Let's see. Mushoku Tensei. Okay, let's see. We got Mushoku Tensei. Classroom of the Elite. Bad anime, by the way. Percy Jackson. I love to see Percy Jackson love. I love mythology. Ha, slime. How's everybody liking those meanings, by the way, for the anime? You enjoying them? Like, I know people have been loving them. Let's see here. We're gonna do a few more, and then I want to wrap up this video. Let's see here. What is this? I've been my wife became an helmet. What? Oh, yeah, didn't I talk about this a while back? I remember I made a post on this. Apparently, people said that this series is actually wholesome. Just the title of it really makes it look bad. It really does make it look bad, but it's apparently a good series. I might check this one out. We'll see. It sounds like, you know, at first it might be abyssal fiction, but it could turn out to be very good. What is this? Webtoon character, Nakim. Okay, let's just look. So, classic harem. SSS, Class Hunter. Did a video on this a while back. I would say that this is probably a close to a 10 out of 10 as a series could be. Grand Blue. Can't go wrong with Grand Blue recommendation. And then, the strongest brave who craves for revenge, extinguished with the power of darkness. Like the cover. For obvious reasons. I might read this. I'm not reading that. I'm not going to explain why, but I'm going to read it. But I think, let's see. Oh, I cannot show that. Yeah, okay. So, I want to wrap up the video there. I will probably make a follow-up video if this video gets enough likes and a lot of people enjoy this video and, you know, all that different type of stuff and, you know, people want maybe to cover their comics and stuff they have wrote as well. You know, I'll make up a follow-up video. But for now, I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you so much for everyone that participated. There's so many recommendations. I want to continue going through these on my own time as well. I really appreciate it, and I love you guys so much. Thank you, and have a very blessed day. Chibi out.